down a river with a field of stars above my head. I'm dreaming, but I can't find the exit to your house. But the field of stars above my head.
Hey guys, this is the Vinyl Casket, and I am the guy, the man that does nothing but this right here, Nick. So this is going to be the second installment in my weekly comic reviews. It's a little late. I had some stuff to do this week. I didn't get to finish reading the books I picked up until today. So let's get started with that. If you don't know, this is my side production funness, multi-platform excellence. Okay, so let me make sure that this is all going. Shout out to my boy Tom for following me before, by the way. How do I do? Alright, so I was trying to figure out how to do something on the dashboard on my phone, but it didn't work. Okay, so we're going to start with the first book we're going to start with is Deceased Dead Planet. So I was supposed to pick this up last week. I picked up the first one and got into this series late. So I didn't realize how much I was going to like it until I read the first one, and I didn't realize this came out last week. So I got the variant cover. Was surprised that the variant cover was all that was left. This is, if you don't know, I'm listening to Colliding with Mars. Dope, underrated, underground artist. Definitely check him out. So I was really confused by this book at first, because the last one ends with Black Canary Green Lantern stabbing through Superboy Superman into, well, John Kent Superman into zombified Wonder Woman. And you don't, that's when you end, and whatever goes in the next one. So here we're back to John Cassidy. Is that his name? Constantine. John Constantine. But I thought in the last book that all the stuff with him was just a flashback that happened before these events. It was just kind of tied in like some weird like story that, oh, John Constantine's drinking himself to death by himself. I didn't realize that he was still alive and that this was happening on Earth, and he was on Earth and there was all these people still on Earth, because I thought it was just Cyborg's head floating on the planet. Apparently there's tons of people on Earth, and there's like a crew with John Constantine, and you get this opening scene. I don't know if you're going to be able to see that. Probably not. I don't have autofocus on. But that's Arsenal, Roy Harper, and he's like protecting all these people and stuff, like Walking Dead style. And all of a sudden, he's dead. Like that. Just dead. And then you get this whole team and Constantine with Blue Devil and Red Hood, Zatanna, Ragmat, like this crazy cool team, and just super freaking weird. Someone wants to, let me send them a link. Hopefully that worked. So it's just a cool team and I thought this is all happening. I'm like, when is this happening? then you find out that Swamp Thing, which I love when they use Swamp Thing nowadays, because it's just he's just such a cool character that was never used for so long. Yeah, so there's all this stuff happening, and then Poison Ivy has a garden, and there's a second garden they're going, and Dr. Fate's teamed up with Poison Ivy, and I think this is all. I always thought this was all happening in the past, in the first series, and it turns out it's happening at the same time as the last issue. Well, leading into, and then everyone's alive, and Damian Wayne, Batman meets Red Hood, and is it Cassandra, Batwoman or Batgirl? But it just all these characters interacting. It's so weird, and then you get the weirdest thing at the end. So I was really confused with when things were taking place, and then the story's connected, and then you get this super weird splash panel where you think it's a river of blood, but it's Plastic Man, a zombified Plastic Man, and he kills everyone. So I don't know how they're gonna continue this, because it's just a weird ending, and everything that's going on is just really good. It's weird, it's strange, but I totally recommend keeping up with Deceased, Dead Planet. With the only one I have left from last week. So let's start. We'll do the DC books. So, I'm not going to open up this because I don't want to mess with the cover. But Death Metal 3, really weird to follow, but it focused mostly about Superman and what's going on, and the one shot from last week, it really ties that all in to what's going on. I don't want to spoil anything about this, because this is a book that I really want everyone to read on their own and figure out, because it's really good and it's really weird and stands out of the rest of the DC universe, so you don't really need to know what's going on to know what's going on. Oh, wrong side. There we go. So yeah, definitely, if you haven't, try to get all the ones that are out right now. It's definitely worth it. This weird alternate universe Superman with a stone arm, and Batman's Black Lantern ring, and all this weird stuff, and you see them talking, him and Batman. They have some kind of plan that no one knows about, so very interested to see what happens with that. We'll put them over here. Okay, next we'll do another book I don't want to mess with. Batman, what is it? Detective Comics, right? Yeah, Batman Detective Comics, issue 1025. So this is another collateral damage of the Joker War. It's mostly just all about Batwoman. You get some appearances of Batman at the end. So I don't know where chronologically this is, because in the last issue of Batman, he's in the middle of the theater during the Mark of Zorro and messing with Joker. And you don't really see Joker at all in this. Not really. But they're breaking in and rescuing Lucius Fox and destroying the what are they called? 3D printers that are making all these weapons. Really cool story. A lot of Bullock, Detective Bullock. I guess he's not a detective. He's whatever. Commissioner Bullock. Really cool interaction with her, with Batwoman and him, and then Batman at the end. Not crazy. You don't need to read this to keep up. I don't know how this is all going to make sense chronologically, because all the different books right now are kind of telling events at like the same time, I think, and you don't really know what's going on. But I did like it. I do give it like a 8 out of 10. Art is really good. Unlike like Batwoman, the Batgirl book, where the art was a little wonky with how they depicted Joker. Everything here is pretty good. I like it. It's consistent with what's going on in the other stories. So I definitely suggest it. Alright, last DC book is my favorite DC book of the week. Is the new issue of The Flash. So you got issue 759. So issue 759 continues what's going on with the last one I talked about during one of my live streams playing games. Reverse Flash has possessed Barry Allen's body and is doing all this weird stuff as him to play games with other people in the Legion of Zoom. The Legion of Zoom, you can see, like, doesn't trust him, but are going along with it anyway, which is weird. And the Tornado Twins are trying to trust them, but you get Impulses in this. You get Jay Garrick. You get Kid Flash and Avery. Iris. They mention Wally West and that he's not around because he's involved in this. Yeah, so they mention a lot. You get to see the art style is really good. Solid Flash artwork through this whole run so far, especially when they switched. I think they switched who's in charge. So, and he gets Barry Allen's inside the Speed Force inside his own head, and he sees Jesse Quick and Max Mercury, and like really cool panel. What, like his guilt like made them look zombified, but then when he got over his guilt, they went back to normal, and they're trying to teach him stuff to try to take over his body again. Leader Zoom's very interesting. And then Flash, controlled by Reverse Flash, takes out Trickster, like beats the crap out of him for no reason, and then tries to push and then insults Impulse, and then Impulse knows that he wasn't him, and then you just get Impulse being a badass. He shows up. This is sick. It's all over the internet, so I'm not spoiling this. But this is sick. This whole scene right here, sick. And then like you get a great moment that Iris remembers Bart. The whole time Wallace is just like, what's going on? Wedding? Like, what? Grandpa? Grandma? What? Freaking out. Has no clue what's going on because, I guess between New 52 and Rebirth, they kind of wiped him out. They wiped Bart out. They wiped Wally back in. Like, a bunch of weird stuff. And then it ends. Oh, this is sick. It ends with Jay Garrick. So like, you can only know. I can't wait for the Tornado Twins to see Bart, because they're gonna bug. Because that's like his like. One of them is his parent. Always remember to stay hydrated. I don't know if it's. One of them is his dad or his mom, and then one's his uncle or aunt. But yeah, highly recommend this Flash run. You should go back and reread any of the volumes to catch up to the current run. I suggest reading Flash Forward. Death Metal's gonna have a speed metal one shot. I thought it was gonna be a mini series. It's a one shot. I wish it was a full series. Okay, so what do I want to go with first? Okay, so 3 books from X-Men this week. We got Empire X-Men issue 3 of 4. So artwork here is sick. If you don't know the story from the first 2 books, they are on what is it called? What's the old island called? It's Genosha. Okay, so Magneto's old island, Genosha. They're on Genosha. The cover's really cool too, by the way. It's a cover. They're on Genosha. Scarlet Witch brought back a bunch of all the people that died as zombies. They're fighting the plant aliens from Empire. And then you have the X-Men there trying to create everything. And then you have the old women from Horticulture with these weird, like, I don't know, I guess they're terrorists, plant terrorists, old lady plant terrorists. And it's like a whole fight. And then people are teaming up with each other and all sorts of stuff. But you get this really cool art style. like the coloring. I really like the coloring. I like the whole theme for Genosha at this point. You get a lot of multiple men action. They brought all the psychics there. Magic's like leading everything. Everyone's teaming up. A lot of this really cool like panel with Nightcrawler, who's like, "I'll just take care of it." It's really cool, and it leads to them finding this weird ass stick. And then this is the first. Is there a better image than the first image? This is colliding with Mars if you're interested. So magic turns into this. I don't know how Colossus' sister turned into this, but now she can control the dead. She can control life and death. I thought in the last issue she went full demon out, and then she went back to like normal in this issue. And now, right, in this issue, does she have her feet like that? Yeah, she was like completely human in this. Like, she didn't have demon horns in this. She had the headdress. She didn't. So in the last issue, she got rid of the headdress. She had the horns. She had the hooves. She was going all out, and then she's back to normal in this issue, and turns into this demon creature. But it's sick. It's sick. And then it ends with this weird plant brain guy. I don't know. I really... This mini-series, this 4-issue series is really good. I'm not reading any of the Empire stuff. All you really need to know is that they're fighting a plant-based alien race, and that works perfectly with the Krakoa stuff that was going on, because the X-Men are their own plant-based nation now. So, like, in the X-Force, which is the next book I'm going to talk about, they were doing a bunch of stuff where there was like another alien, a mini country was using plant-based technology, and they had to get involved and all sorts of stuff. Kind of like this, except this is way more interesting than that, and didn't really result in some really fishy stuff that the X-Force was doing. But this is we gotta figure out what's going on. Why is the gates not working? Oh, there's this battle going down. Savage gasp. Yeah. It's a bigger book. Is it a bigger price? Yeah, it's $1 more. So it's a thick read. It's a good read. It's definitely suggested. It has... I don't know if... Well, there's another book that might have my pick of the week. But this is definitely up there for pick of the week. All the books I read this week are pretty good. I've really been... Alright. X-Force. Because I've been going for a while now. X-Force. Issue 11. It goes back to stuff that happened in the first couple issues with the assassination attempt on Xavier and using biological weapons as human soldiers, creating people. So you got these little, you know how chest bursters from Alien? It's like that, but they're little killing assassins jumping out of the chest Russian nesting dolls. And then Colossus gets involved. You get this really cool scene of Colossus pulling a manual rake with no armor, with no silver. Dude. Yeah, you get a bunch of... Because this is... this and the last book is Path to X of Swords. You get this big middle section about it. You can't see this. Just all about the upcoming stuff that's going on. Gives you a list of all the books, which I'm very excited for this. Finally to get a crossover since House and Powers. It's going to be 22 chapters. That's a lot of books I gotta read. I'm excited though. But yeah, just really weird stories going on with this. I think it's just standalone. It doesn't really have to do with anything. I think at this point, it gets to the point where everyone's now, right? Everyone's fighting on the island to protect them from this stuff. And they're going after Xavier. and then they steal. If you haven't read the other books, you don't. Ever since the attempt on his life, they did like this backup as a sword, the Reveiws sword, and it got stolen. And I don't want to show you the last panel because it's weird, but someone has it now. Oh, it's a fly. Why is there a fly on me? But yeah, good read. Kind of ties in. I'm very upset about this cover. Very upset about this cover because I thought there was going to be a fight between Omega. We don't even see Omega Red. Omega Red is not mentioned at all in this, at all, and he's been mentioned prior. I think in the Wolverine series, was mentioned prior. About them having issues with Omega Red, but there's no mention of Omega Red at all in this book. Not a single mention of him. And he's on the cover. So, it's really... I get it. Russia is like the enemy that they're facing right now. Like, there's people in Russia doing all this stuff, and all these human soldiers are coming from Russia. But, I get it. Communist mutant versus Russian mutant. This is the only thing I have to say. The story's good. Fits weirdly with everything that's going on. But, we were probably going to, in the next X-Men issue, going to see whatever happened in this happen in there. But, this is weird. This is a weird cover for had nothing to do with it. Okay, last book. You guys can listen to it. No one's there. But you can stop listening to me ramble. Okay. Marauders. 11? 11. Love the cover. You can obviously tell what's going on just by looking at the cover. It completely spoils the entire issue. They're finally admitting that Kitty Pryde is dead. They can't bring her back, and they're gonna do a funeral at sea because no one gets buried on Krakoa. She's gonna be led into the sea and then burnt by a pyro. I almost messed up the cover, so I want to keep it wrapped because it rained the day I got it. It's on the top of the pile. I don't want to fuck up the cover more than I already have. So it's Path of X of Swords, really good artwork. I'm gonna just completely spoil this book because I want to talk about it. They did the cliche. You think that this character can't be brought back. She's the only mutant that can't be brought back. They've talked about it for issues. For like the last 5 issues, she's been dead. And they can't get her back, whatever. She couldn't walk through the portals. Okay. Good, she's gone. We'll get some revenge. So then Lockheed shows up, finally, and Emma reads his mind, and you get it. Oh, she now knows that Sebastian did this shit. Sebastian screwed everybody over. Get him. No, she goes to there, convinces them with Nightcrawler to attempt one more time to bring her back, and then reads the mind of the egg before it drowns and says, oh, she's not emerging because she's got to teleport through or phase through. So then she can be brought back. So the whole point of the last 5 or 6 issues of you telling us that Kitty Pryde's dead. Kitty Pryde's dead. Oh, she's not dead. She's dead. She's dead. What happened? Now she's alive again. I get it. I didn't want Kitty Pryde to be gone, and she doesn't have the tattoos anymore. Which is cool. I love the knuckle tattoos she got. Hopefully she gets them again, because if Pyro has the big skull face on his face, which is ridiculous. But yeah, I highly suggest this run also. This might be my pick of the week because a lot of really cool stuff happens in this book, like minor cool stuff. Just a really good story, very heartfelt. You feel for all these characters. There's like a letter being read by Nightcrawler. It's very emotional, and it would have been way more impactful in the future if she was actually dead. Like they said, oh, we'll meet again, we'll meet again. So obviously she was going to be brought back, but I didn't think she'd be brought back at the end of the issue, which they celebrate her dying. It should have at least gone maybe, I don't know, 4 more issues, 5 more issues. Like, let Sebastian pay for it and then bring her back. But no. So maybe I shouldn't make this. You know what? Flash is my pick of the week. There's multiple Flashes in there, and everyone remembers each other, and Max Mercury and Jesse Quick. And they mentioned Johnny Quick. Wally just needs to go back. If they can get Wally to show up and save the day and just like knock Reverse Flash out of Flash, that'd be sick. Yeah, I'm really excited for what's going on. There's a lot of books coming out next week, I think, that I will really try to read the stuff on Wednesday and try either Wednesday night or Thursday night to get the review out. I'm working a lot. I really want to do this series more often. I want it every week. I really need to sit down and read all those free books. I didn't get any free books this week, which is weird. But yeah, I'm trying to get a hold of all the Avengers Continues. As you can see, I'm watching animated series Batman. I'm trying to get the Adventures Continues series. I know we're on to print issue 3. I think digital issue 10. I really want to get that. I have my comic shop trying to get me a hold of the issues that I missed because I didn't realize it was coming out print. So we'll get that. Oh, dropping frames at the end. Here we go. Okay, so thanks for tuning in. If you tuned in, this is one person. Thank you so much. Next Thursday, Wednesday, maybe I'll be up, and maybe this Monday, maybe tomorrow night, I'll play some Batman Telltale. These the books I bought this week. The books. Okay, until next week. Thanks for tuning in. See you guys later.
It never feels right. I'm out of my mind. I'm over my head. Don't think I can drive. I'm in pieces, overthinking. Dust myself off and watch the ash rise. I know that you don't care. You'd rather see me in the grave than in the spotlight. I know that you don't care. Let's get this over with, 'cause I can't do this all night. You don't miss me. You just wanna fuck. Come and test your luck. Don't